The societal engine is a platform for reporting structural problems and resolving them through structural projects. Structural problems are any way that an organization or society as a whole is not functioning to deliver a needed product or service to an individual. If a person can't afford the right ankle surgery because it's not covered by their insurance company, that is a structural problem. If a person can't afford to see a therapist, that is a structural problem. If a person can't stay healthy because their work hours are too long, that's a structural problem. If a person can't afford a manicure, that's a structural problem. When people and organizations use the societal engine to report structural problems, they make it possible for organizations from around the world to work together to improve organizational systems. They make it possible for organizations to improve people's access to products and services they really need and want. When people report structural problems, they help make another world possible, where another person won't have to experience the inconvenience they faced, where another person won't get hurt the way they did, or where people can have more fulfilling lives. When people report structural inadequacies or structural problems, the goal is not necessarily to just say, get the insurance company to cover a specific ankle surgery. It's also for organizations of every kind to work together to reduce the cost of that ankle surgery through unique local and global solutions, or to decrease the demand for ankle surgeries by working to create a transportation system without cars and car accidents. The concept behind structural inadequacy, or structural problems, is derived from the concept of structural violence. Structural violence is the preventable deprivation of life resulting from human-generated tools and systems. The word violence was used to point out that it's human beings with the power to create society, our artificial environment, who are creating institutions or processes that devastate other people's lives. So, accordingly, when people contribute to or sustain systems which harm other people, by that definition, it is a form of violence. But over the past decade and through the development of social and economic studies, it's become clear that much of the harm caused to people by societal structure is not from a lack of care, but from overwhelm and from not knowing what to do. Organizational and societal systems are huge and complicated, or what many scientists today are calling complex. Even when good people try to help, they end up hurting people. To improve human tools and systems and prevent deprivation, we need to develop organizations based on the identification of structural problems. We need to reterm structural violence to structural problem. Structural violence is about how people with power create or fail to prevent suffering. When people talk about structural violence or politics, they think about power. Thinking about power distracts us from thinking about health. Health is what we have in common and is what we can do something about. Using the term violence and focusing on power ignores the good work that people have done to try and help in society. It suggests that people with power had a good alternative, a way to help one group of people without hurting another. By focusing on issues of power, we keep ourselves from coming up with solutions to support our health. The only reason this hasn't happened yet is because we haven't had the ability to keep up with all of the structural problems sensed by all of the people on the planet. We've needed some way to support that amount of information and a way to more easily work together with organizations across the planet.